The blade is already in his hands when the room exhales. Knees pressed into tatami, bones settling against woven straw, the samurai lowers his gaze to the steel resting across his palms. The air smells of oil and old wood, of a space that has witnessed endings before this one and learned not to remember names. Somewhere behind him fabric shifts once and then stills again. The silence is not empty. It weighs. White cloth clings to his body, too thin to warm him, too clean to hide what will follow. His breath slows because it must. Every movement now is deliberate, reduced to ritual, reduced to control. The short blade reflects lantern light in a narrow line that trembles only when his fingers tighten. Outside the room, the world continues without permission. A guard coughs and stops. Wood creaks under distant feet. None of it matters. What matters is that this has already begun. Long before the door was closed, long before the sentence was written, long before the blade was placed within reach. He bows forward, not to those watching, but to the floor that will soon receive him. Steel meets flesh. The first cut is shallow, almost careful, drawn from left to right across the abdomen. Pain arrives late, like a sound echoing down a corridor. His breath catches but does not break. Blood beads, then runs, dark against white, soaking cloth that was never meant to survive this moment. The blade is warm now. He does not look at it. This is not execution, at least not in name. This is choice, shaped by command, enforced by expectation, sanctified by generations who learn to call obedience honor. The body understands none of this. It only knows that it has been opened. He straightens slightly, muscles tightening as the second motion begins. The blade presses inward, deeper this time, tearing through layers that resist and then surrender. A sound escapes him, not a cry, not a word, just air forced through clenched teeth. His hands shake. He corrects them. Behind him, the second man watches the line of the neck, the angle of the shoulders, the rhythm of breath. His sword remains raised, not yet descending. Timing here is everything. Too soon would be mercy denied its meaning. Too late would be cruelty without purpose. Blood pools at the knees, seeps into the tatami, spreads in slow, uneven shapes that no one will clean until this is finished. The samurai's vision narrows. Lantern light fractures. His stomach convulses, betrayed by its own contents, by its own exposure. He swallows bile and keeps moving. Whispers would later claim that the bravest never screamed, that true warriors died in perfect silence. Others insisted that silence was impossible, that the body always spoke in the end. The blade slips from his grasp and strikes the floor with a dull sound that seems too loud for the room. His hands clutch at nothing, his spine bends. Blood spills freely now, no longer contained by ceremony. Breath comes in wet bursts. Each one shorter than the last. The sword falls. One clean stroke, precise and practiced, severing what remains of struggle. The head does not fully separate. It never should. Control even here. The body collapses forward, weight finally released, limbs slack, white cloth red and ruined. No one moves. The official waits until the last tremor fades, until the body is unmistakably empty. Only then does he step forward, unroll the scroll, and mark the moment complete. Ink scratches softly. A life is reduced to confirmation. The head is wrapped. The blade is wiped. The floor will be replaced. Beyond this room, the story spreads, altered by distance and intention. In castle corridors, it becomes proof of loyalty. In training yards, it becomes warning. Among servants, it mutates into something darker, a tale of eyes that remained open, of hands that tried to crawl, of blood that would not wash away. Some say the spirit lingers where the cut was made, bound to the place by unfinished duty. Others dismiss this as superstition, insisting the ritual ends exactly where the blade does. What cannot be denied is how often this scene repeats itself, across provinces, across decades, refined and rehearsed until suffering becomes tradition. Seppuku is written into law, into expectation. into the quiet understanding that failure does not end with punishment, but with participation in one's own destruction. Young men grow up knowing the posture, the garments, the correct blade. They practice kneeling until their legs go numb. They learn where to cut by watching diagrams drawn by hands that never shook. Honor is no longer an abstract word. It has weight, it has shape, it has a smell. In times of war, the ritual accelerates. Defeat demands it. Capture demands it. Even victory can demand it if a superior decides success was not clean enough. Bodies accumulate faster than memory can hold them. The act remains unchanged. There are records of men who begged for the sword to fall sooner, and of others who were denied that mercy as punishment. There are accounts of assistants who missed, who hesitated, who left their charge alive and screaming on the floor while onlookers froze in horror. These stories circulate quietly, never written, passed hand to hand like contraband. The room is empty again now. Tommy replaced, walls scrubbed, lantern relit. Another ceremony will follow, another body will kneel, another blade will gleam briefly before disappearing into flesh. The ritual survives because it consumes those bound to uphold it. And somewhere, in the pause before the first cut, when the blade rests harmlessly in waiting hands, one question remains unanswered. How many men must open themselves before honor finally bleeds dry?